I'm Senior Meteorologist Andrew Pritchard with your Canadian Prairie weather story for Monday, February 26th, 2024. We'll start off looking at the satellite picture here, infrared satellite. And as we talked about early last week, we finally got that polar jet connection here, bringing in some moisture from the Pacific. A couple of storm systems dropping in out of the Gulf of Alaska, bringing some more notable moisture to the region. Looking at the radar right now, again, a corridor of snow that expands along Highway 16 from Alberta into southern Manitoba. Some heavier precipitation across southern Manitoba, but those snow showers continue all the way across southern Alberta here early on Monday morning. You look at those temperatures, again, a frontal boundary kind of extends right across maybe the Highway 1 corridor here. Very cold north of that, a bit more mild as you head off to the south. We'll see that colder air continuing to slip off to the south as we head through the next 24 to 48 hours, but buckle up. Temperature fluctuations expected over the next 10 days here. It's where I say thoughts and prayers to folks who are adversely affected by temperature swings. You'll see a few of those as we head through the next 7 to 10 days. Now, again, multiple chances for some snow across the region as well over the next 7 days. We've got that storm system impacting the region now. We'll see additional chances for light snow over the next 5 days before another higher impact storm system lifts into the prairie over the weekend into early next week. So this is the week 1 precipitation forecast, just a smoothed out, broad look from the ensemble picture. We go to week 2 and we lose kind of the higher confidence corridor of precipitation across the region, but we don't fully shut things down. So I guess I would say between March 5th and 12th, I'm still kind of scanning for any sort of notable storm system that's going to impact the area, but the pattern doesn't completely shut down. We just kind of lose that confidence. I don't have anything to really point to at the moment. Total snow over the next 5 to 6 days from the European model. I'm sorry, that was is this current? No, this is an outdated image. I apologize. I do have an updated one in the forecast here, just a couple slides down the road. We will take a look at some of the snowfall forecasts here, but this is the weather pattern, the jet stream pattern that we're currently experiencing. Again, the tighter packed the lines are here, the stronger the jet stream winds. So you can kind of follow the jet stream around the base of the trough right here. And again, this is the pattern that we really needed to see to bring some more notable moisture into the prairie. Much of the winter has really featured a stronger subtropical jet stream to this point, and we've really needed that northern branch. We'll continue to see that in waves over the next 5 to 7 days. That's the late week storm that comes in. And as we get towards the end of the loop here, this would be the kind of, March 5th through 12th time frame right about here. This is where I kind of lose the specifics, but we've still got that troughing here across Western Canada, so we certainly could still be experiencing storm systems coming into the region during that time frame. We'll just have to kind of wait another week or so before we get some specifics. Kind of broadly looping the next 10 days of precipitation in 24-hour rolling increments. So this is kind of a broad look at the waves of precipitation as they make their way into the prairie. Again, we'll start off here with the storm impacting us here early this week. We do relatively kind of quiet down mid to late week. I still can't rule out some flurries across the region, but this is your chances here ramping back up late week into the weekend. This would be kind of that Sunday into Monday storm system right there, with a chance for some snow across the northern portions of the prairie provinces Thursday into Friday of this week. Now we'll get even more specific. We'll look at the European operational model. So this will kind of break it down, precipitation type and timing for us. If I can make sure I'm just clicking within the bounds here. We'll bring it back to Monday morning. Again, snow heaviest along Highway 16 today. That's going to taper off during the overnight into Tuesday morning as colder air and high pressure settles into the region. So a pretty cold Tuesday for most of us. Probably fair skies, sunny skies in a lot of areas here. And then as we head into Wednesday and Thursday, we'll see another area of low pressure begin to emerge from the Rockies. Unfortunately, right now this one looks like it's a little bit north to bring significant moisture into southern Alberta, but we do get some light snow kind of on the backside. Once again, late Thursday. This would be kind of Thursday around 9 p.m. Central Time. This would get into later Thursday night and now Friday morning. This first low starts to lift away, so light precipitation Thursday into Friday. The next more significant low lifts into the area. This would be Saturday. You start to see some of that snow lifting into southern Alberta, southern Saskatchewan. And then the area of low pressure really begins to organize getting into the day on Sunday. And then this would be Monday, getting into Tuesday. Strong winds wrapping around the backside here. Certainly the potential, we could see some winter storm conditions and some higher impacts here from this storm system during the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday timeframe. Right now, we're still kind of sorting out the track of that area of low pressure, though, and where that low tracks, of course, will have a dramatic impact on who's going to see the heaviest snow, the strongest winds, who's going to see some wintry mix, maybe some freezing rain impacts there, and then maybe with the further west track here, it's potentially parts of southern Manitoba even getting into some rain here. Now, that is not what is being depicted at the moment. This would be a wintry mix and snow event for southern Manitoba, but you can see kind of how you're walking that line right there. So, all eyes on the forecast track here of this area of low pressure late Sunday, or maybe not so much late Sunday, but late weekend into early next week. That's going to be your next big high impact storm. And then as I roll this all the way out here to the end of the loop, 10 days out from now, you do see another storm trying to kind of follow that same storm track around March 6th and 7th. Of course, very low confidence in that. A lot of details to shake out between now and then, but that kind of completes the story. As I talked about the March 5th through 12th time frame, kind of still having that background state, but I'm going to be waiting before I call out any specific storms with that. Now, as we look at the comparison, the European on the left, the GFS on the right, this is the storm next Sunday. Both of these graphics are valid noon on Sunday, March 3rd, this coming weekend. You see pretty good agreement here with that area of low pressure across the Dakotas, heavy snow on the north side of that, maybe a wintry mix across portions of southern Manitoba, and then strong winds likely to increase late Sunday into Monday on the backside of that, and then we'll see how much snow we expect to wrap around on the backside as well. But start thinking about maybe a late weekend into early next week, higher impact storm, certainly the potential for some winter storm impacts, and then we'll look at the European on the left, the GFS on the right, the total snow forecast over the next 7 days. So this takes us all the way through 7 p.m. Monday, so that includes the snow that's falling now, the light snow that will fall Thursday, Friday, and then the heavier snow that is expected to fall Sunday and Monday with the late weekend, early week storm system. Again, you can kind of see, certainly expecting, 6+ inches across a wide chunk of the prairie. Unfortunately, as we look at, who's most likely to see half an inch of moisture overall over the next 7 days, this is the probability of picking up more than half an inch of total moisture here. You see the best chance there along Highway 16, where we get repeated rounds of snow, and unfortunately where we need it the most across southern Alberta, parts of southwestern Saskatchewan. That's where we got that lowest chance, where you'll certainly see some snow here, but we really want to start to pile it on in this area, and that is just not what's going to happen with these next two storms. Here's, of course, the latest drought monitor image here, but we'll get a new one in the next few days that'll include the February precipitation and whatever may fall here over the next 5 to 10 days. Again, this is what it looks like days 10 to 15. Can we keep this pattern going? Can we finally get some heavier snow to wind up in southern Alberta, southwestern Saskatchewan? Well, there's still optimism out there because, of course, we keep this trough across western Canada. Now, if we were to kind of replace that with ridging, bring those warmer colors back into the region as we had seen through much of December and the early part of this winter pattern, that would fill me with more concern. But the ingredients are still there to bring storm systems through the region into the second week of March. We'll just kind of animate the next 72 hours, or I keep doing that, the next 2 weeks in 72-hour increments. Again, you see the heaviest precipitation makes its way in over the weekend into early next week with that potential high-impact storm system. Talking about temperatures, again, if you're vulnerable or susceptible to being impacted by those temperature swings, this is not going to be the next 10 days for you. We'll look at the next 10-day takeaways here. Multiple chances for snow this week. Heaviest near Highway 16. This is one forecast model's estimate of the snow that will stack up over the next 7 days. Of course, don't get too locked in on the specifics here, but just look at the patterns here. Heaviest near Highway 16. The chances there for some snow accumulation across southern Alberta and southwestern Saskatchewan, but unfortunately right now, not looking like ground zero from these storms over the next 7 days at least. A high-impact storm system over the back half of the weekend into early next week. Looks like it could bring anything from heavy snow, wintry mix, some freezing rain impacts, and some stronger winds, and of course colder temperatures wrapping around the backside of that. Dramatic day-to-day temperature swings at times of the next 10 days. You'll see that here in Calgary. Again, a warm-up Wednesday and Thursday, back to the colder temperatures on the backside of our weekend storm system. You see the same thing here in Edmonton. A little bit of a warm-up here on Thursday in Saskatoon. This is Regina, and then we will finish with you here in Winnipeg. Again, continuing to bounce around over the next 7 to 10 days with multiple areas of low pressure traversing the region. We'll talk to you again next Monday. Have a wonderful week.